Hi students, my name's Dr. Richard Allington. It's my pleasure to welcome you back to Eastern New Mexico University, or welcome you if this is your first semester here, and welcome you to Western Civilization 2. And in this video, I'm just going to give you kind of a tour of the course on Blackboard, just so you know where to find everything and so you can get started. So consider this just an introduction. There'll certainly be lots more background reading and viewing you're going to want to do to fully understand the course, but I hope this is enough to get you started. You can see that I have the student preview mode on here, so everything you see on this video should be exactly the same as what you see. And so here we begin at the home page, which you reach from this button by clicking on this button here, or it should come up as soon as you log into the class. Here you have the title page, you have ways to contact me, and you have my office hours. Please don't hesitate to take advantage of these. So few students do. I feel like I can help you even more if I can tailor my support for you to your individual needs. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me via email, over the phone. We can set up a Skype or Zoom meeting as well. More than happy to do that. And also these times are here because I need to list times for the purposes of the university, but I'm willing to meet with you almost any time during the week. If it's I've met with students at 9 in the evening before, more than happy to do so again. So please don't hesitate to take advantage of the opportunity to contact me and talk with me if there's anything about the course that you're unclear about. Here you have a little guide on what to do to begin this class. Watch the welcome video. Well, you're already there. Read the syllabus. That's what we have next on the homepage. Please read the syllabus carefully. There are a lot of details in the syllabus, and a lot of times students get themselves into trouble in the class and underperforming or not performing as well as they would like. And oftentimes the reason that they're not performing well in the class is because they haven't read the syllabus. There is a lot of information in the syllabus in terms of what we're covering and how we're going to cover it that I'm not including in the video. So it's going to be much quicker and easier and more effective if you go and read the syllabus yourselves. Next task that you have ahead of you as you begin the class is to complete the participation agreement. This is very important. It's important because it enables me to tell the university that you are participating in the class, and for some of you that will release your financial aid. So it's very important you complete the participation agreement as soon as possible. Next, we have a discussion board. Now, we're going to have a lot of discussion boards in this class, but this one should remain throughout. And this is more for you to message with one another. Now, the best way to contact me is through email. But I'm not on the course every hour of every single day. And oftentimes, if you have a question, it's something that one of your fellow students perhaps has already talked to me about or has already worked out for themselves. So I encourage you, when you have a question, message me. But if it's a question that you're comfortable discussing with your fellow students, I encourage you to put it up here. And I encourage you all to subscribe to this discussion board so you can pitch in and help one another. It's a great way to build community. Oftentimes, all of you working together move faster and are more effective and are better at helping the other students than I am by myself. So I encourage you to make use of this discussion board. Next on the homepage, we have the weekly modules. I'm going to come back to them because that's where most of the material for the class is to be found. Then we scroll further down. Here we have the class text. I'm going to click into this folder. This is an image of the textbook that you need to purchase for the class. This should be available through the bookstore. And then here we have the class sourcebook, which will be a PDF, and then other PDFs of the other books that you'll have to read during this class. So the only book you need to buy is this one, which is the textbook on Western Civilization. Everything else is available here. Down here we have the help videos. These are help videos that I have made specifically for this class. And so unlike a lot of help videos, I hope that these will be extremely useful. I think they are. And so I encourage you, before you begin the first one of these assignments, before you begin your first discussion board, your first writing assignment, your first journal, your first essay, and your first paper, I encourage you to watch these videos. They are places where I give you a lot of help in terms of laying out my expectations. Again, a lot of times students are frustrated by their performance in the class, whereas if they had watched these videos, they would have performed significantly better, because a lot of this stuff is just straightforward expectations. But it's important that you do the initial work of watching these tutorials that have been made with you in mind so that you can be successful. Now, I'm going to go into the main part of the class and show you what an average week looks like. Here we have the weekly modules. So this is the same link as the folder that you see on the home page. And you can see them on the sidebar here. So you can get to the weekly modules, you can get to the class text, you can see your own grades very easily going straight to these links from anywhere in the class. So I'm going to click on weekly modules, and week 2 is the module that I've kept up here. It's the module that is available. It's the first fully complete module. And so when you've completed reading the syllabus, completing the participation agreement, then you're going to want to come here. You're going to want to come to the weekly modules page. You're going to want to begin week 1. As I say, I'm going to show you week 2 because that's more what an average week's work is going to look like. So we go into week 2. So at the top of each week, so all the work, all the material you need for the week, you can find it here. Once you've finished all the work in here, you know you're finished for the week. And so I provided you with a list of the work that needs to be done, and I've provided you even with a suggested schedule. Now, here's one thing that's very important to remember about this class. This class runs on a weekly basis, Saturday to Saturday. That means that each week, your weekly assignments are due by the end of the day on Saturday on that week. My goal in doing this is that for those of you who want to or who need to work on the weekends, you have a full day on the weekend to work. For those of you who want to still have your weekends off, you have a full day where there's less pressure. Sunday, there's less pressure. Saturday, there's an opportunity to do work. My strong suggestion would be to get half a week ahead of the schedule, just to take the pressure off yourself. So, for example, here we have a Monday through Friday schedule. And this is what I would do if I was in your position. I don't know what other responsibilities that you have, but my suggestion would be that you use the weekend each week to do kind of the easy stuff at the beginning. Watch the lecture videos, watch the mashup videos, complete all your reading, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you just have to finish off these different assignments. So that would be my suggestion. Everyone has a different schedule. Everyone has a different way of working best. Now let me take you through this week. So each week you're going to have lecture videos. These are videos by me that lay out the material that we're going to be covering. It gives you something of an explanation of the material that we're going to be covering. There's a PowerPoint which goes into that information in more detail. So some people like to follow along on the PowerPoint while they're watching the videos. That's great if that works for you, certainly not required. This week there isn't a textbook reading, but there's often a textbook reading as well. So you can see how these parts build on each other. Videos from me that are kind of an overview, an introduction, PowerPoint that's a little more detailed, and then the textbook that gives you all the detail. And then there are what I have called mashup videos, the videos that I've taken from YouTube. The idea is these will give you a different perspective. So you're not just hearing from me. I'm controlling what you're hearing. That's certainly true. But everyone explains these historical events in different ways. I think it's one of the great things about online learning that you get to listen to multiple perspectives and view multiple perspectives. I think a lot of these videos are really pretty good. Not perfect, obviously, but pretty good. Okay, that's kind of the content part of the week. Now we get to the assignments part of the week. Each week there'll be a quiz on the material that you have studied in the mashup videos, my lecture videos, the PowerPoint, the textbook. You can take each of these quizzes 3 times. I encourage you, strongly encourage you to do so in order to really build up your score. Each week, we'll have a discussion board. So you're going to read primary sources that are taken from the source book. Where do you find the source book? Under the class texts tab that's at the top of the page here. And then you have to answer 2 of the questions that are found at the end of each of the readings. So the source book is divided up into readings. At the end of each reading is a set of questions. Each week, you have to answer 2 questions. Some weeks, we're going to have 2 readings, and then you're going to have to answer 1 question from each reading. Some weeks, we're only going to have 1 reading, and then you answer 2 questions on the 1 reading. Then you have to post a response, or you have to comment on 2 other student responses before the end of the week. I've included a note here. Make sure you consult the rubric. So for discussion boards, I'm not going to go into them in huge detail here. You certainly should if you want to prepare to succeed in this class. And that means you should watch the help video on the discussion boards, and you should consult the rubric. The rubric have detailed explanations which tells you how the grade breaks down for every one of the different components of the grade. So if you're wondering and why you're only getting 7s and 6s out of 10, check the rubric. Ideally, you check the rubric first and you don't get any 6s and 7s. But it's my firm belief that if people are following and adhering to the rubric, everyone can get 10s on these discussions. Also, each week, you'll have a writing assignment, at least for the first half of the class. And these assignments are based on the sources that you've read. So for this week, it's a Marco Polo source and a source from the Ottoman Empire. And they're designed to help you think about how to analyze these texts and then write those analyses down. And so I strongly encourage you to take these seriously. Why? Because these will really help you when it comes to writing your papers later in the semester. And then lastly here this week, we have the journal. The journal, that's kind of the easy one, but I think it's very helpful. It's a way for you to let me know how things are going for you. How are you finding the course? What are you enjoying about the course? What are you not enjoying about the course? What other things do you have going on in your life that are making it difficult for you to excel in the class? I'm here to listen to that. So make sure you take advantage of writing in the journal and taking the opportunity to have communication with me and to build a relationship with me each week. Okay, that's it for the class. I hope this gives you an overview of where everything is. Hope this gets you started. Of course, if you're still confused, don't hesitate to let me know. I look forward to spending our semester learning about Western civilization together. Thanks very much.